Good morning. Back with another juicy story from 2 Kings. Whew. In this story, you have the king of Aram talking to his officials. I mean, we can put another guy out here. He's talking to them. He's like, all right, y'all, we're about to go up against Israel. We're going to get them. We're going to go over here. We're going to set up camp and we're going to destroy them. And they're like, okay, go get the guys ready for battle. Yes, sir. So they go get their guys ready for battle or whatever. Meanwhile, in Israel, you have the king of Israel and you have Elijah. O king, I have been informed by the Lord that the king of Aram is going to go over here and he's going to try to set up shop and he's going to try to destroy us. And the king is like, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's get everything prepared. All right. So they go, so that they're not going to get messed up by the king of Aram. And this happens a couple of times. And finally, the king of Aram calls his officials in and he's like, look, I don't know which one of y'all is against us, but we're going to have to do something different. Because every single time I set up a trap for those Israelites, somebody is telling them where we're at and they're able to get to us before we can get to them. This is not acceptable. And the officer tells him, actually, king, it's that prophet Elijah. The prophet in Israel tells him everything that you tell us. Even the things that you speak of in your bedchambers, he knows. And they're able to fight us off because he knows what we're going to do before we do it. Tell me where this man is. We must find that prophet of Israel. Okay. So they go off and they go to try to find out where Elisha is living or dwelling or whatever. And they come back and they're like, oh, we found him. He's in Dothan. Prepare the chariots. We're going to Dothan. We're going to seize him. So they go to Dothan, them and all their guys. They have their chariots. There's their chariots. They're out here. They're going to get him. They're not going to take this. The king is not happy with this. So he gets them. And then Elijah's in his house and Elijah's servant. They're sleeping. It's overnight. These guys are out here in the morning. They're just waiting outside of the city. They're going to get Elisha. Elisha's servant wakes up and he's like, oh. And he looks outside. And he's like, oh my goodness. What are all these people doing out here? Get up, Elisha. Get up, get up, get up, get up. What's wrong, my friend? What's wrong? Go outside and look. So he goes outside and he looks around the city. He's looking and he's like, okay. And he's like, okay. What do you mean? Look at all those chariots and those men. They're going to get us. And he's like, just go outside and look again. And he goes outside. While he's headed outside, Elisha's praying, Lord, please open his eyes so that he may see what I see. So he's praying the prayer. And when he goes outside, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so he goes outside. And when he goes outside, he sees that the Lord has chariots of fire, way more than what they have, the king of Aram. And he's like, oh my goodness. And Elijah's like, yeah, baby, you see that? And so he goes in and he's good. Now, there's a lot more that happens after this story, but the moral of this story is, the best way to sum this up is, even when I don't see him, he's working. Even when I don't feel him, he's working. He never stops. He never stops working. He never stops. He never stops working. Even when I don't see him, he's working. Even when I don't feel him, he's working. He never stops. He never stops working. He never stops. He never stops working. Do y'all see that? These people were asleep. In the Bible, in Proverbs, it says, if you are doing the right things, you do not have to fear evil. You can sleep in peace because God is going to protect you. If you are not sinning presumptuously, if you are seeking the Father, if you are seeking to do the right things, God is going to protect you. You can rest easy. You ain't got to have no gun. You ain't got to have no weapons. You ain't got to have nothing but God. God is bigger than any gun, any warfare, anything that you could possibly have, because it's not in our strength that we are protected. It is only in God. And if you are on the Lord's side, even when you can't see him, he's working. Even when you can't feel him, he is working on your behalf. Look at these chariots of fire, way more than what they have. These guys ain't got to worry about nothing. It's these ones right here that's going to get it. So the word of the day is just like, trust God, no matter what it looks like. No matter what it looks like. You better praise him, because he is going to protect you. If you are living for him, if you are doing the right things, God's got you. And I'm out. Love you. Bye.